Alrighty, so today we're going to be working on something a little bit different than normal. Not a hunting video, we're going to be setting up a workbench. So today we're going to be setting up this workbench for me for gunsmithing. We're going to be putting some carpet on top of it, and yeah, we'll see how it gets along. Stay tuned. Alright, now that we got the table all cleared out, everything underneath cleaned out, we're going to work on actually putting the carpet onto the top of the table. We're going to take some carpet that I bought from Lowe's. You can hear Luna in the background here. She sees a dog walking by over there. So anyway, we're going to be putting some carpet on top. We're going to staple it to the edges, so that way whenever we're working on guns and stuff, we don't have to worry about it being hit with those metal staples on top. So give me a couple minutes and we'll get everything cut up, and then I'll show you how I'm going to do it. Alright, so the previous owner of this table, I guess, worked with a little bit of epoxy because there's some on the table here. So I'm just going through and I'm going to chip out every single piece that I can see, so that way my table runs at least more flush. With that, here we go. Alrighty, and with that, we're going to start working on the carpet. I'm going to go ahead and get it cut out, measured, and everything the way I want it to be. And then I will bring you all back whenever we're getting ready to put it down. So we'll see you here in a bit. Alrighty, so now that we have gotten this all laid out, this fabric laid down, we're going to staple it underneath this lip right here. That will keep it out of the way of guns and us as we're working on them. Keeps our clothes from getting all snagged up. If you hear stuff in the background, that's my dog Luna. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip this table over on its back, lift this fabric up and staple it underneath on both ends. And then what we'll do is we'll pull tight and staple it on the back. So we'll see. All right, now that we have everything stapled along this front really nice and well, you'll see a time lapse of that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna flip this table back up, and we are going to stretch it tight, staple it to the back, and then we'll work on the ends and the corners. So, what we'll do is I'll show you the first couple that I do here in actual video, and then we'll start a time lapse up. Alrighty, so now that we got this table turned back up, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you, make sure that camera looks good. We are good to go. Make sure you got staples in the gun. We have a couple. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this nice and tight. Just pulling straight down on this, make sure this is tight, and then go ahead and staple it in here. So let's show you a few, and then I'm gonna time lapse the rest. It would help if my blocker thing wasn't there. Alright, so now that's nice and tight. The rest should be a little bit easier here. Alright, so there's the first couple. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn on a time lapse and you all will see the rest of them. Alright, now that the back is all put together, what we're going to do is we're going to fold these corners over, and what I'm going to do is figure out a way that I like that to be folded up. But to do that, I'm going to have to cut this off just below those staples and then cut the ends to length and things like that. So I'm going to work on that. I've never actually carpeted a table like this before, so I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants. In fact, you saw me pull out the staples from about here to here because I didn't like the way the fabric laid. It was kind of bubbly, and so I pulled them out, re-stretched it, got it all tight again. So with that, we're going to go ahead and keep this video going, and we're going to go ahead and cut along the back here. And then figure out how I want to do these corners. I might just fold it over like that. I'm not sure yet. So stay tuned. Let's grab our stuff. And we're going to go ahead and get this cut on the back started. Just following the top of the plywood that's right here. Just follow right down along it. You can see that went all the way through. And we're just going to cut it off like that. And then you get down here on this end, turn this for you all to see. We're going to make sure this stays semi-straight coming out. And we're just going to cut it right about here. Alright, so that's all of our excess carpet. Turn this table back this direction for you all. Make sure we're in. Now let's figure out this front edge first. I want you like that. Alrighty, so pretty happy with the way that turned out. Turns out I just went ahead and stapled it straight up, made a 45-degree cut, stapled that back to the desk, or the workbench here, and ended up working out pretty nicely for us. Now we're just going to go through and make sure the rest of this is stapled underneath, and then we'll work on this back corner. Oh, and by the way, we have a pretty big storm moving in, so you'll hear some thunder and stuff in the background here. It's gonna happen. Not as happy with that back corner, but it's on the back, so that doesn't really matter. Make sure, ooh, we're about out of staples. All right, well, I'm gonna start up a time lapse and we're going to do the back end of this table now. So we'll see you all here in a little bit. All right, so you're gonna hear some rain and thunder outside. It is currently thunderstorm in the middle of the winter, you know, because that's Springfield, Missouri for you. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this bench back, make sure everything fits up in here nicely. Eventually I am gonna have to build a shelf that runs along the back here so I don't lose any parts off the back of my bench, but luckily it's not too heavy to move. So I'm gonna get some stuff out of the way, move this back, and you'll see me do that. So here we go. All right, so something that is absolutely essential for being a gunsmith is books. So let me go grab a couple of my books here. I got them kind of spread out through the garage. So, just some simple books. This one has most of your guns and like part lists, how to take them apart, get them all clean and everything. And then this is the Bryce Towsley. He is a relatively well-known gunsmith, and I say relatively, he's a well-known gunsmith. And he kind of walks through kind of different projects that you can do. And one of the first ones that I want to do is sporterizing a Mosin Nagant. I kind of have my eyes on a Type 53, which is a Chinese version. It's a 1-to-1 replica of a Mosin Nagant that was made back in the day. So anyways, those are something that's absolutely essential. Then you've got needle files. These are going to let you get down into the cracks and crevices and actually hog out some metal if you need to. And a actual gunsmithing screwdriver set in here. Let me get it out for you and show you. They actually have, it's all pretty much flat tip screwdrivers here. 2 rows of completely flat tip screwdrivers, but each one is a totally different width and depth. So the cool thing about gunsmithing heads is what they do is they don't just go to a chisel point, they come in and go parallel at the end, and so that lets you get all the way down into the slot on the screw and actually not mar up the screwdrivers or the screw heads. And last but not least, currently in my gunsmithing setup is all set up is my toolbox here. Actually, my brother got it for me last year for Christmas, so it's super nice. You actually know him, Gavin. He actually does a lot of videos with us. I say us, it's all three of us. So this is just a punch set, roll pins, and brass, and so you got plastic, brass, or steel and brass, and then you got your little non-marring hammer and 2 replaceable heads on it to change out the plastic and rubber one. And down here, we have another assembly, disassembly, repair kind of guide. And I believe in here we have actually woodworking files. I think I called them chisels. They're files. Woodworking files, and these are going to be for if you need to get in and, you know, redo a piece of stock, re-round it out, things like that. I don't think I have anything down here yet. Nope. So, with that being said, this is everything that I have so far. My next big purchase. My next purchase is going to be a bench vise, about a 4-inch bench vise. Debating on what kind to get, so if you have any suggestions, throw them down there in the comments. But either way, thanks for coming out today and visiting with me and watching me build this workbench, get everything cleaned up. Most of that was Halloween stuff that was on the workbench that we just got put up, what, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, and that whenever we were putting out Christmas. So here we go, ready to go, and we'll get everything in its place once I start working on guns. Again, thank you guys for watching today, and we will see you all in the next one. Hopefully it'll be a hunting video, or maybe I'll get my bench vise and get that installed and start maybe working on some guns. So have a good one. Have a good day. See ya.